Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper, and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. Well, I have a video for you. As you can see, I'm still reeling from the bolster video. As far as my resources go, I've got 52 gems, 4,700 silver. Re-gearing champions when you have no silver and have no opportunity. Now, normally I was just gonna buy a lot of energy packs. I think I'm pretty much low spend every once in a while when I get my Twitch money from you guys. By the way, thank you very much. Those of you who watch these YouTube and Twitch, I do spend all that money still in this game exclusively. I put everything you give me right back into the game, but I was gonna do that with energy this month so I could get caught up. But with Uko, that's gonna be delayed a bit, so I'm a little bit scarce on resources, but that's okay because this video only cost me about 7 to 10 million silver to do. As you can see, I'm out again, but I was able to do artifact enhancement, so I guess all's well that ends well. But what I have for you today is Karam in the clan boss. Now, we got to talk about a few different things with Karam, but why don't we just get into the clan boss and I'll show you what's going on. We actually have a really good affinity. That's going to give me the biggest damage output based on the team because the Karam is force affinity. You can see the team I normally use here, 2 force affinity, no weak affinity. This is where I do the most damage. Usually, I'm going to say it's between 113 and 120. I think 120, I don't think I've actually hit 120, so it's under 120. I think I've got around 118, 119 a couple times. But we're going to change it up with a pretty much familiar looking team. We've got neutral affinity, positive affinity. We're gonna put in Draco because we lose the weaken from Brackus, so we want to have that defense down and weaken. So that means we also lose the aura from Sugar. But Karam is jumping in. As I said, we got to talk a little bit about Karam. So let's take a look at this setup here, and I'll talk a few things that you need to know. I've done some testing prior to hitting record here just to find out what a couple things do. First off, Draco, we're doing Baleful Eye first. That's just giving us the chance to do the most possible damage right off the gun. As soon as now granted, everyone's going to take a turn before him, but as soon as he gets that down, then we're under the cycle where he's always going to have that up, essentially, and we'll be able to keep doing the damage. You see him at 7105 attack, 248 crit damage, 245 accuracy. Karam, we were a little weak on the accuracy for Karam. As you can see, 225, 6302 at 262 crit damage. Now, you see the setup here. This was the test I wanted to find out. And for your information, do not use Poison Explosion on the clan boss. Why? Because the ticks you have, which I had 8 on there, 8, and the amount of damage I did was capped on the clan boss at 82,000. So I exploded every poison on there and got 82,000 out of it. I'm not quite sure why they figured to do a cap on the total damage instead of on each individual. So if it normally does 50, it does 25, and it'll be 25 times 8. It didn't do that. I'll tell you right now, it didn't do that. So do not use right away. So why would I still use Karam? Well, because of these two abilities here. First of all, this Fit of Rage has a couple cool little things. First of all, forget the extra chance of a critical hit because I want my A1 to critical hit too. So why wouldn't I just build them for 100% crit rate? This is an affinity friendly comp, so I would want to do that. A little confused as to why they do that, but whatever. I've bitched about it every time. It's time to let it go. They're probably not ever going to change it. It should be 15% on all of them, or passive, by the way. But this damage increases by 50% if this champion has more than 50% HP is a big deal. On top of that, and we'll go to Karam because you can't see it here. As you can see, actually, maybe I can see it here. No, I can't. Okay, we'll go to Karam in a second. So we're gonna start with Fit of Rage. We're gonna start with Bloodstained Swords just to get an extra poison out there. Give Draco a chance to place the decreased defense and weaken before we use Fit of Rage, and then we're gonna get that big damage out of this increases by 50%. And then just as a review, we have Seeker here. Seeker again, 45, 277, 209 speed. Starts with Devour as part of the comp in case you want to build this out and you haven't seen one of my previous videos or gone to deadwoodjedi.com. Demetha, you have to start with Channel the Bloodline. You have to tell her to use Light of the Deep or she will not use Light of the Deep. I love AI, and you can see here, we're just eking out as much damage we can with this high speed, 3194, 182 crit damage. Then finally we have Eris, same thing, tell her to use Exhortation. I've been told, never even tried it, been told there are certain mythological alignment of the sun and the moon where she won't use Exhortation even off cooldown. I have not seen it, but I don't care, I'm still going to do it. Why would I take the chance? So 42, 64 attack, 283 speed, 201 crit damage. So there's the team, there's the stats. We're going to save that. We're going to pop them in there. And this is the team we're going to use. Now, I want to do one more thing because you may have seen Awakenings. And let me tell you, I think this is doing a ton of damage. And I think it's not working as intended. But we'll talk about that right here. The Blessing, lethal dose. Increases the damage enemies receive from poison debuffs placed by this champion in the arena. It doesn't do anything. We're not in the arena, right? We'll ignore 35% res when pasting poison, but in the arena, we're not in the arena. The attack 400 seems to be consistent regardless. And then it says the increases damage by 25 in the arena. So why don't we change the Blessing? Because I will tell you right away whether or not it's changed or not. So what does this do? Whenever this champion hits an enemy, decrease the defense until the end of the round, occurs once per hit. If the champion's multiple, decrease more than 20%. Up to 10% for champions, up to 5% for bosses. Well, why don't we do this? 10%. That's a 10% ignore defense. Or lowers the defense. Is that what it is? Decreases the defense. Yeah, I think that one makes sense. We'll choose that. That's my one free Blessing. By the way, it costs. I want to change back. It costs me 200. Yeah, 200 gems. So we're going to put this cruelty on there. I was testing to see whether or not they actually meant in the arena with everything, including the extra attack damage, the plus. But the Blessing shows up no matter what, by the way, just in case you were wondering. And I want to see if this is going to increase his damage a lot, the team's damage a lot here. So you don't get to see that part of the testing, but I will. Ready to go. I was testing him in the arena. It wasn't just FYI. I did test him a little bit in the arena with that. There's no point. You're never poisoning anyone, so it really doesn't make a whole lot of a difference. Karam would be that guy, you know, in a go second team, maybe a counterattack go second team or something where he's placing a poison with his A1, then getting that extra damage on his A2. Theoretically works really well, but I think this is just a more consistent way of using it, that decreased defense. I hope I didn't read anything wrong on that Blessing, but we'll see how this works in the clan boss now. So let's go. My God, it's 7 minutes and I haven't stopped talking. I get it. So we're going to set this up. I am going to disappear at some point. Now, you see the poison there. Very nice. You saw the decreased defense, right? I did see the note for it, so that's good. We're going to see what that means. 283 with that rot. So here's one thing I can't understand. He's at above 50% HP. Decreased defense, decreased weaken. 154. You see all the poisons going. That's good. Watch what starts happening here. And my only thought is the masteries are multiplying everything on that 2% on default skill. No, it says A2. Watch this. Tell me if you can figure this out, because I'm just trying to think it in my head. I haven't really studied it much. You guys are really a lot better than I at picking out these things that I seem to miss. 455. 455 on his A2. Why? Where did the extra damage come from? I mean, thank you, but I can't seem to figure out why he's getting that extra damage. In my head, 162 off his main, plus of course he's getting War Master procs. This is a pretty beefy damage from this guy, plus he's putting down poisons, helping fill up that bar. I'm liking all about it. So anyway, let's keep this going here. We're gonna see what that damage is. I can tell you right now, 439. Why is he hitting so much? 265 the first time, 439 now. As far as I know, he doesn't do more damage with more poisons on. More debuffs. I'm trying to think of what scenario. Do I have a mastery where more debuffs means more damage? Let me know. Let me know what in the comments down below. And also let me know what name you would give this team. It's a Myth Air comp with Karam and Draco. So have fun with that. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to disappear and we'll come back when the run is done. Well, there we go. As you can see, 41 million from Draco. That's actually the most damage I've gotten out of Draco, so he is now on par in this comp with Shiger, who does about 41 million as well. So that's good news. I don't know if it's just better gear on him, or maybe it's that 10% or that decrease from Karam, that defense decrease. Who knows? It's really hard to quantify this. I probably should have ran it once without then with, but I'm an idiot. But Karam, look at that, 31 million. That is not so bad without his main ability. So yes, can you use him in the clan boss? The answer I think is resounding yes. Also, I really like Karam being Force Affinity. It's really hard to find good nuking Force Affinity epic champions for the clan boss. And I think anytime you can find a Force Affinity champion that'll help protect Eris in these sort of comps, it's a win. Also keep in mind that while it wouldn't be affinity friendly, just because you'd do a significant less amount of damage under certain comps, mainly this one, I think you could get away with some pretty good numbers. Actually, I wouldn't say that. It'll be affinity friendly, but I would worry about your damage on Magic Affinity if you replaced Draco with Fane. So I'd really like to see Fane and Karam together. Unfortunately, I don't have the gems or resources to be able to make that happen. But yeah, overall, I think this is a really sleek looking team. I think it's a real, it works, right? It ticks all the boxes. Karam's doing 31 million damage, 41 million from Draco. So overall, it looks like, in my opinion, Karam is suddenly a lot more usable than he used to be. We showed him in Dragon, now we've seen him in Clan Boss. If you can get him useful in 2 different places, I'd call that a win. So anyway, that's what I got. Thank you for watching the video. I hope that was a little fun for you. 115 million. I'm going to say, like I said, that is right in the... I would say he's about 2 million, maybe 2 million damage off of what I would do in this exact scenario with Brackus. So to give you perspective, now keep in mind that I had to take out Jagur to put in Draco to make Karam do that damage because I needed the weaken. But nonetheless, these two, this duo is a rare, well, okay, an epic. It's a legendarily epic combination of champions to make this work for us. So again, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was a fun video on the new and improved updated Karam. In the meantime, of course, as always, I want to thank you for watching the video. Please be kind out there, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.